Switching gears, everyone, we're watching shares of Twitter this afternoon. The stock trading higher after former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey spoke out against the company's board of directors over the weekend. So let's break this down with Yahoo Finance's tech editor, Dan Howley. Dan, what do we need to know about this?
Yeah, so essentially what we're seeing here is the so-called poison pill that Twitter is likely to adopt. And this is to basically fend off a hostile takeover by Elon Musk. Essentially what they're going to be doing is offering shareholders preferred Twitter stock, or 1,000th of a share of preferred Twitter stock for $210. That then will immediately increase once the purchase goes through to $420 a share, or price for that amount, and basically another $420 joke for Elon Musk to kind of chew on there, since he's thrown that around quite a bit here. And then really what we're going to see is kind of an inability for Musk to move forward, or for his position to be significantly diminished. This would only go into effect if someone purchased more than 15% of Twitter stock, total stock. Right now, Elon Musk is sitting at about 9.2% around there. And, essentially what they had been trying to do is avoid this kind of takeover attempt where Musk kind of just wants to say, get the board out of the way. Let me go directly to the shareholders and say, look, I can change the company. I can make it better. I'm offering some solutions. Although when he was part of a TED Talk last week, it didn't really seem as though he had very many solutions to offer outside of an edit button and an increase in free speech, which, we've kind of gone down that rabbit hole of what could happen if there was unfettered free speech on the platform. But we also saw Jack Dorsey, former Twitter CEO and co-founder, speak out against the Twitter board, basically saying that it was full of dysfunction. And so there really is, by the way, it's also worth pointing out that the two are very close. Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk, they kind of go back and forth on their love of crypto and how Musk loves to use Twitter. And there's points where, they kind of converse in public to kind of get people riled up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Dorsey's going to be leaving the board of Twitter later this year. So he's not going to be a big name in this discussion going forward. And we have seen Elon Musk kind of take shots at the current Twitter CEO. So, it really is kind of just a big mess at this point. And we're really kind of waiting to see how the board reacts and whether or not they do go forward with that poison pill.
Yeah, Dorsey just over a month left on the board, I think. What about Elon's board compensation plan? What does that entail?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, today he just decided that if he comes on, he'll save the company $3 million right away by just taking away any compensation for board members themselves. So he's really just kind of going out there and saying, look, I don't care about you guys. And in fact, now I'm just going to take money away from you if I do become the biggest shareholder of Twitter and basically run the show. And so he's not making any friends on the board. He's not going to. And on his way out, Jack Dorsey is ensuring that any friends he had on the board are no longer his friends by throwing them under the bus. So, again, just a huge mess going on here.
Dan Howley, Yahoo Finance's tech editor, joining us here to break down all things Elon Musk, the Twitter takeover saga. We're going to continue to discuss this here. Dan, we appreciate the time this afternoon. But most notably here, even if we chronicle the entire takeover attempt here from Elon Musk, one huge thing that we have to remember, of course, is not just the fact that he's going to be potentially acquiring another company to be under the helm of Musk himself, but also the fact that you've got a history of Musk having contentious relationships with some of the other boards that he's worked with before. And from the time that Twitter has fielded this offer to the time that we're now seeing this poison pill, that's going to make it that much less interesting or intriguing, at least for Musk, to have to think about what the dividend would mean at this point in time, what the other board members would also look at him coming on, taking over this company would look like as well in the future.
Well, it's interesting hearing Jack Dorsey be the one complain at this point, who is the former CEO who's on the board, who has literally done nothing with this company. Its stock has stayed static for years now. But the one thing that at the bottom line, at the heart of all this, if you are a board member, what is Elon's plan to make money? And we still haven't heard it. We've heard about an edit button. Dan just pointed that out. And when he was asked at that TED Talk, I don't know if you guys watched it, it was very intriguing. All he said is, I'm not really in this for the financial gain. So if I'm a board member, that's not exactly inspiring words for me, who wants my share price to go up. There is no real plan to increase the 6 million daily active users. It is a fraction of what we're seeing on TikTok. So I don't know, Rochelle, what do you think is the plan? And if you're a board member, other than the offer at 54.20, which looks decent, there's not much of a plan there to make money.
I mean, obviously, with Elon even putting all this out there, it threw a real spanner in the works and this real spotlight on Twitter's board. And if Elon is saying, look, I just want this to be about free speech, I don't care about the money, not what shareholders want to hear, and then it doesn't help, as you mentioned, Jack, who is still on the board, a lot of people wondering, why didn't you just do more about this dysfunction? And so we'll have to see where this goes, but certainly it's going to be a hot story for a while. We will have to leave it there, though, at least just for now.